My wife is my biggest supporter and the biggest reason I can do any of this, so the fact that she's making sacrifices, well, she's been doing it for months now, when I go out for runs and she's there looking after the house, looking after the children, and during the challenge itself, obviously she's going to play the biggest role out of everyone.
What did you say or think when James first said he was interested in Le Jog Challenge?
I think he first mentioned it to me when we were on our honeymoon. I thought he was crazy, but I wasn't shocked at all. This is the kind of thing that James does and loves to do. He loves to push himself and see how much he can get out of himself and challenges, so I wasn't surprised. Just thought he was crazy. I mean, it's the last thing that I would ever want to do. I wouldn't even want to drive from Land's End to John O'Groats.
And how do your lives adapt around his training?
It can be quite full on at times with his training. We have 2 little girls, but he's very good at fitting his running in around our family life and our social life. So he usually goes out running very early in the morning. He does a lot of his running to work and home from work, so it's time that he would be doing his commute anyway.
What's the weirdest thing that James does in his training, would you say?
Probably just the amount of running that he does, the amount of miles that he can fit in and achieve. And I guess like sometimes he runs at like 4 a.m, 4:30 a.m. And to me that's quite crazy, but that's just what he does to fit it in around our children and our family life.
And what things will you be doing to help James prepare for the Jog Challenge?
I'm not heavily involved as part of his crew, but I just try and do small things. So I come to all his races, I'll help him like prepare his kit and help with his like meals beforehand and make him like smoothies and things that he can eat in races. And then I'm just usually looking after the children so he can run and do all the miles that he needs to do before the challenge.
Absolutely, and you mentioned he loves a challenge and has a great determination. What are his strengths, do you feel, that he'll be able to use in this challenge?
He's very focused and he's so organised, and I think that will definitely play a massive part in achieving his goal. He will have thought of everything. He loves a spreadsheet. He will have everything planned. There won't be anything that he hasn't thought of, and I think that will be massive in his preparation.
What do you think James will find hardest as part of the challenge?
Not just being exhausted, but just mentally drained. I think he'll find it hard being away from the children and not really being a part of what they're doing for those 8 days, because he's such a hands-on dad. I think being away and having just no energy to focus on anything else but the challenge, I think he will find that a bit hard.
And do you think he will achieve the record?
I do. I definitely do. Yeah, he's already worked so hard and he'll continue to do that, and I think he really will get the record.